I'm Danielle McClure. I'm the dietitian with the Finley Ewing Fitness Center, and today we're doing a cooking demonstration for a black bean and edamame salad. This recipe is one of my personal favorites. It's super healthy, it's high in protein, it's very flexible and versatile. I call it a dump recipe because you can just grab the things that you have in your fridge or pantry, dump them in, and somehow it all works as long as you have your bean base. Another great thing about this recipe is that it can be made with no fresh ingredients at all, which is actually how we're going to prepare it today. Everything is shelf stable. We're going to use canned, we're going to use frozen. A couple of our more shelf stable veggies, onions, and garlic can stay good for over a month. So that can keep you out of the store, let's say in case of a worldwide pandemic. All right, so starting with our ingredients, the base of the recipe is basically black beans and edamame. Today, we're also gonna add garbanzo beans. We're gonna use corn, onion, garlic. Our spices are gonna be cumin and cilantro. We're using dried. You could definitely use fresh if you wanted to. We'll be using some olive oil, lime juice, and salt and pepper. Again, all of this is pretty shelf stable, stuff you can keep in the cabinet for a while. If you wanted to add fresh ingredients, some great additions would be a bell pepper, an avocado, tomato, or jalapeno. So the first thing we'll have to do is cook the edamame according to the instructions. This was from the frozen aisle. It's typically a little bit hard to find. I did get it from the local grocery store, but it took me 2 trips down the frozen vegetable aisle to find it because it's literally usually only in one spot. Typically to cook it according to the instructions, it'll be boiling or microwave. So today we're just gonna pop it in the microwave. Something nutritionally interesting about edamame is it's the only plant protein that is considered a complete protein. All other complete proteins actually come from animal products. We just put the edamame in, and while it was cooking, we went ahead and put the beans in the colander, the strainer, and we rinsed them. Doing that actually reduces the sodium content, so you can also buy the reduced sodium cans, but if they aren't available, which was the case when I went to the store, you can always rinse them and cut out some of the sodium that way. Next thing we're going to do is start prepping the garlic and onion to be minced and diced. I'm going to use a food processor because it's super easy. You still will get your smell of the onions though, so you may want to chew gum during this time. After we dice up the onion and garlic, we will be adding the rinsed beans to the serving bowl. The base of this dish is a black bean and edamame base. So other than that, you really are open to add any other type of beans you would like. We use chickpeas for this recipe. You can use kidney beans, you can use black-eyed peas. The beans give it a ton of protein and fiber, so they add a lot of nutrition. After we add the edamame, we will just add the rest of the ingredients. So we'll take the onions and garlic as well as the spices, the cumin, the lime juice, the olive oil. Optional things to add during this time would be pepper flakes if you like things a little more spicy. You can skip the cumin. If you're not a cumin person, you can add cilantro. I mean, really, this is just such a great recipe because you can use whatever you have on hand. Once you mix everything together, the veggies, the seasoning, you will add salt to taste, pepper if you prefer. So I'm just going to add some salt, mix it up, and give it a taste. So this recipe can actually be used cold or warm. I personally typically have it cold. I'm just going to take a little taste here. Perfect. You're looking at about 130 calories for half a cup, which is a pretty good serving. It's got calcium, iron, and potassium. Iron helps with our protein systems, our brain function, our blood health, so I always count that as a win. Some typical pairings, you can actually use it on a chip. That's kind of the traditional usage, is kind of like a salsa. I prefer a bean-based chip, so lots of beans going on, but your bean-based chips are the same amount of calories typically as your regular corn chip, but they include more protein and more vitamins and minerals. You can also use cucumber rounds, cut some carbs that way, or you can actually put it over pasta, have it as a cold or hot pasta salad. If you were going to add any of your fresh ingredients, so let's say the bell pepper, the tomato, or the jalapeno, you would pump up the vitamin C in the dish, and if you added the avocado, you'd get more of your healthy omega fats, but you probably don't want to add the avocado too early. This dish is better 24 hours after you cook it. When you let it marinate overnight, the garlic and the lime really come out, and it's just awesome. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you for tuning in. Please visit us at the Finley Ewing Fitness Center. Come see me. If you have any questions about the recipes or nutrition, feel free to write them in and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.